Hello everyone, ex-Bethelite here. Kingdom Hall in Olympia was set on fire, causing damages to that Kingdom Hall. Well, whoever set that Kingdom Hall on fire intended on burning the entire hall down, because they came back the second time, and this time apparently they got it right. They burned the entire Kingdom Hall. They scorched it. If you look at YouTube and you look up Kingdom Hall fire and you preference Olympia, you'll see a reporter reporting on it, and they will show video footage of the Kingdom Hall and the damage that was done. Now, apparently we have, people who are burning down Kingdom Halls, and they're getting good at it, because this time, if you look at that video, they scorched it. I mean, they burned it down. Now, we're going to have a discussion, and we're going to go beyond the obvious in this discussion. We know that you shouldn't set things on fire. We know that you shouldn't set buildings on fire. That's the obvious. We don't need to put that down in the comments section. Setting things on fire is bad. We know that. We're going to go beyond that. And we're going to talk about religion. We're going to talk about some of the damage that has been done, and some of the backlash to that is what we see happen in Olympia. The cult of Jehovah's Witnesses could have destroyed someone's entire life. We don't know what the motive behind the Kingdom Hall fire is. But that Kingdom Hall could have destroyed someone's entire life. But the community is going to look at the building being set on fire, and they're going to focus all their attention on that. Why is that? Well, partially because religion just goes unchecked. When someone hears the word religion, apparently they feel that nothing wrong can be done. We have regulation in every single aspect of society, but we don't have regulation with regards to religion. It doesn't make sense if we think about it. It doesn't make sense. If you're thinking about going into business, there's all kinds of laws, regulation, things you can do, things you can't do. If you're thinking about renting somewhere, there's this big rental agreement, a lease agreement. There's all these rules and regulation. If marriage, there's rules, there's laws. They just made it legal for gays to be married. It wasn't legal before. There was regulation. There's rules on how old people have to be in order to get married. Whether it be relationships, whether it be merchandise, buying and selling, whether it be the workplace, employment, there are regulations for employment. There is regulation in gun laws. The Second Amendment, I believe, is the the right to bear arms. They want more regulation. There's regulation everywhere in American society, even with regards to the amendments and the rights that we have. There's laws and regulations. But when we talk about religion, there hasn't been regulation set up specifically for religion. The reason why you know, the police will be looking for whoever burned down the Kingdom Hall in Olympia, is because with regards to property, we figured out in society that we have to make regulation for everything. So there's laws. You can't burn down property that doesn't belong to you, or even that does belong to you. We have figured out that things can go wrong. To keep things from going wrong, or to protect people, we'll make laws, we'll make regulation. What laws have been made with respects to religion? Or do we just still in 2018 believe that a religion just cannot harm people? They can teach anything. We will not regulate at all what a religion can feed someone. I mean, we basically have all the evidence we need to begin regulating religion. We have people burning down kingdom halls. What else needs to happen before we figure out religion can be dangerous? Religion can hurt people to the point where they feel they need to retaliate. I doubt someone just woke up and felt like just burning down kingdom halls. No, it probably is a response to what the religion did to them. There, if you look up Jehovah's Witnesses, there are countless videos of the damage a religion can do. But there's no regulation. I can start a church tomorrow and start teaching people things that's going to destroy their lives. And there's no regulation to stop me. I can do that if I want to. Why aren't we regulating religion at all? It's not saying that people can't have religion, because there's regulation in every area of society, and that hasn't stopped people from renting, because you have this big rental agreement of things you can and can't do. It hasn't stopped people from renting. You have marriage agreements, regulation in marriage. It hadn't stopped people from getting married and destroyed marriage. You have regulations in business. It hadn't stopped businesses. So why do people think, well, if you regulate religion, it's going to stop religion? Oh, no. That's part of the discussion that was made when Russia decided to have regulation. We're going to ban the cult of Jehovah's Witnesses. We're only going to allow you guys to go so far with this religion. We're going to make regulation. Well, obviously you have people that think, you know, the word Russia and anything connected to it has got to be bad. But beyond those people, you have people who felt, well, if Russia bans Jehovah's Witnesses, that means they're going to ban everything, and there's going to be no religion. You know, people jump to extremes when it comes to religion, but they want all these gun laws, and they want regulation in every other area of life, and they're not afraid that it's going to eliminate. Well, you do have people that think that if they regulate guns, they're going to like literally take everybody's guns. But then you have people that are just extreme in their view. But the fact is that there are regulations with respects to guns. A 12-year-old can't go buy one. There's no regulation when it comes to religion. A 12-year-old can get baptized as Jehovah's Witness. A 7-year-old can get baptized as a Jehovah's Witness, and it has real life implications on that individual once they get baptized. And there's no regulation. Any age, a person can make a serious life decision at any age, because as a society we have not figured out yet that religion needs some kind of rules. okay, you guys can have the religion, but you can't baptize people at 8 years old. You know what I mean? They're not aware enough to understand that if they're getting baptized as a Jehovah's Witness, they're getting baptized in a cult. Why is that wrong for us to regulate religion? You guys are, I'm sure, familiar with the Roseanne show. And the Roseanne show was very popular, and they decided to bring that show back. People were watching the show. Well, they took the show down. Why did they take that show down? Well, the company, I believe it was ABC, did not like what Roseanne was, and these are just words, did not like what Roseanne was saying or tweeting or putting on Facebook. They didn't like what she was putting on social media. Words on social media caused a show grossing millions of dollars to be eliminated. And these are just words, and people are okay with this. Words in religion can cause people all kinds of damage, all kinds of hurt, all kinds of trauma. But people do not want those companies grossing millions of dollars to be touched. It doesn't make any sense. Roseanne put words on social media. Those words caused a company to make regulation and say, "Hey, we're not standing for this. We don't agree with this." Those words could hurt people. Religion. Let's look at religion. Jehovah's Witnesses can teach people that medical treatments are bad. That can cause people to die, and it has. Oh, but that's okay. No, let's don't regulate that. Let them teach it. It makes no sense. Jehovah's Witnesses have words where a person's entire family will turn their back on them. It sounds extremely cruel, and it is, and it's a reality. But people feel like, oh no, let them do it. Just because it's religion doesn't mean that it can't be regulated. Why do you think that just because there's a word, that word is religion, that means you can't regulate anything? Even though words, we are aware as a society that words can do a lot of damage. That is why Roseanne put words on social media, and it caused an entire show to be canceled. So we are aware as a society that words can hurt people, words can cause damage, and we take words put on social media extremely seriously. Religion, with those same words that can damage people, harm them, cause death, when people don't take medical treatment, cause trauma when people's families turn their back on them, cause financial harm when people don't go to college because you have the cult of Jehovah's Witnesses telling people the end of the world is around the corner and there's no point in going to college and having kids and things like that. We're aware that words can cause serious damage, but we only, as a society, feel like we need to address this with Roseanne. You know what I mean? And other people on social media. Trump tweets this, Trump tweet. You know what I mean? But religion, they can say whatever they want. cause just as much damage, if not more. And as a society, we feel like we shouldn't do anything about it. You have Muslim countries, and you have video, and we've seen alarming video of people being pushed off of roofs, or I haven't seen them actually fall off the roof, but you've seen crowds of people surrounding a house and people on the roof with the intent of pushing someone off, because religion, the words in that religion prescribe this is what you are to do. Words can cause extreme damage when people believe those words. But we don't feel like religion should be regulated, that there should be people who, in the government, who look at the teachings and look at it and say, okay, this can cause someone to kill themselves or to harm themselves or to harm someone else. That's not allowed. You literally have, it's okay to create cults, because anything with regards to religion is just, it's okay. Right? So I understand that some people are going to think, well, murder isn't okay. And, child molestation isn't okay. Now, those regulations weren't made with religion in mind, though, right? Those regulations were not made for religion. That was made for society in general. We understand that there are regulations made for every aspect of society in general, though. In specific, let's say, like we were mentioning before, selling things, marriage, everything in society in specific, there's regulation to make sure people can't get harmed by any sector of society, or to at least limit the harm that can be done in any sector of society. Not just society in general, but every individual sector of society, there are regulations and rules and things to govern it. Religion, people feel like they should just go buck wild. And the only thing governing religion is what has been put in place to govern society in general. The only thing that a religion can get in trouble for is something that was put in place for society in general. But there's no regulation at all for that religion in specific. Now, when I say that, I mean religion in general. I don't mean making specific rules for Jehovah's Witnesses, then making them for Baptists, then making them for Catholic. No, I mean religion in specific. There should be rules where you can't teach someone something that's going to cause that person to harm, or for them to harm others. Because it's okay to teach people. If it's my religion, I can go and teach all kinds of things. It only becomes harmful or illegal once that person carries out that action. Or there may be things in general with respects to hate speech. Jehovah's Witnesses can say that, gays are molesting people and all kinds of things like that. But it's okay. Anybody else saying that, there would be a firestorm. Right? So this is why when we get to the discussion of Russia banning Jehovah's Witnesses, I personally don't have a problem with a government saying we have regulation for everything else in society. it's okay. It hadn't destroyed society. It's okay then to have regulation with respects religion. And okay, you can have religion. It's just we have some regulations so that people don't get hurt, and they banned Jehovah's Witnesses. People should be able to do whatever they want. They can't do whatever they want in any aspect of society, anywhere. So why would you think they should be able to do whatever they want with religion? Yes, okay, religion should be allowed, but with regulations, with rules. Russia banned something that looked like, okay, this is going to cause some problems, and it does cause problems. No one that argues against the ban that Russia made against Jehovah's Witnesses would argue that Jehovah's Witnesses don't harm people. They understand it harms people. They just feel people should be allowed to go around harming people, and it shouldn't be regulated to where religions that fit the parameters of a regulation should be okay, and then religions that go outside those parameters should not be okay. It makes no sense. People should just be able to it's religion. Religion means no regulation. Religion means you should do whatever you want. We have a right to bear arms. Well, let's put regulations on it. We need rules, we need laws. We understand that. But when you use the word religion, people just become brainwashed and, well, no, we can't have any rules about people teaching things that are destructive. So let's circle back to the fire in Olympia. And obviously we know that we're not supposed to set things on fire because we have laws regulating property. But religion has destroyed lives. Essentially, religion has set people's lives on fire, and it's just okay. But we're upset when someone sets a Kingdom Hall on fire. You see the hypocrisy in that. Don't set a hall on fire. A Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses, don't set that on fire. But Jehovah's Witnesses can just burn up people's lives, and that's okay. That shouldn't be regulated. It makes no sense. Think of the destruction that has occurred with respects people's lives, and the damage that's been done. You couldn't even put a price on it. You couldn't put a number on it. They could estimate how much damage was done to the Kingdom Hall because of the fire that people feel like they shouldn't set. But the damage that the Jehovah's Witnesses have done to people's lives, that people feel should be okay and should not be regulated and should not be stopped. You couldn't even put a number price on the amount of damage that's been done. Think about that. So comment down below. Let me know what you think about religion, and should religion in general be the only sector of society where there is just no regulation made in specific for it. Right? Or should there be rules where it's okay for you to have religion, but there are certain things you can't teach. You can't teach people that they can't have medical treatments. You can't teach people that they should turn their back on their families. You can't teach people that the end of the world is tomorrow or next week or next month or next year, and they shouldn't go to college. You can't do that kind of damage to people's lives. That needs to be regulated. And you can't do that kind of damage to people's lives, think that's okay, but then get upset because the Kingdom Hall in Olympia got set on fire and there was damage done to the building. But it's okay to do damage to people. It makes no sense to me. 937-789-4029. Let's discuss it. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Putting regulation on religion doesn't mean there wouldn't be any religion. Just like putting regulation on anything else in society hadn't eliminated that thing that regulation was put on. So comment down below. Let me know what you think. X Walk Hill Beth Light signing out.